Greetings! Here to bleach my roots. They're not super long, but they're bothering me, so bleaching. Plus, I want my next rainbow to be like full on right to the roots. The triangle head situation is bad because I've been gardening pretty hard for 3 days, so the curl underneath, plus I just brushed it in the fluffy fluff. So, yeah, triangle head. I will be back. Well, this is what it looks like in the back. Still got some rainbow happening. Um, yeah, there's a little bit curly. That's not bleach damage. Yeah, I'll be back after I have sectioned and put on another shirt because I don't shave my armpits and I don't want that to be on camera. Okay. Here we go. I need only one in because I can't hear myself talking. Okay. Yeah, here we go. I've got my sections. I've got both my mirrors going. I feel like I don't have quite the right angle for the mirrors, but here we are. I need to be like here for it to work. And then I don't know if I'm actually in frame. Struggle's real. Okay, got my bleach mixed up, got my sections done. Usual Schwarzkopf mixed to like 12 volume or so. I'm gonna start here because I can't start there because I sweat and it runs and there's been mistakes and I know I have to repeat this every time, but it's fine. It's all fine. I wish I could see the viewfinder so I can see what's happening. Whatever. Sorry if I'm out of frame or crooked. This is a very professional operation we have happening here. As you know, I've got hair on my brush. It's bothering me, but not enough to get rid of it. Okay. As I've done the last few times, I'm not going to video the whole thing. Okay. Yeah, so garden projects. I'm trying to kill off all the grass because I don't want any grass in my ideal garden. And I also don't want to buy a lawnmower, so it kind of needs to happen now because the grass is growing like crazy. So yeah, I saved all my boxes for moving, as well as I packed all of my clothes and blankets and like soft fabric stuff, I guess, in garbage bags, which was so classy, so classy looking. Yeah, so I saved all of those. I taped a bunch together, so because I discovered when it took an hour to do like a 4 square foot area digging up the sod, like, no, this is not happening. I'm definitely not doing that. So yeah, I've got a couple big areas covered in, well, one's in with a tarp and then the others with plastic, and then there's some more with cardboard. We're just gonna kind of see what works best. I'm hoping that the plastic will work fastest. Not that I'm like aching to plant things this year, but it'd be kind of nice to have it done sooner than later. Right. And also digging up 1,000 dandelions. There's so many dandelions. They're everywhere. It's gonna be an ongoing struggle. And I've got raspberry canes, which is nice because I love raspberries. But the problem with raspberry canes is that they kind of tend to spread. So yeah, there's raspberries just like scattered throughout the entire yard. Sometimes I'm gonna, spend the rest of my life digging up raspberry canes that are in places I don't want them. But I don't want to entirely get rid of them. I did kind of dig up a patch that's deceptive because it didn't look like it was a raspberry patch, but it turned out they just cut down all the canes so you couldn't see. It's alongside the fence, and I wanted to get my asparagus started ASAP because it's going to take like 2 or 3 years before I can have any asparagus. So I got my asparagus patch started, but it's probably going to have raspberries coming up through it. Oh well, I'll just remind myself that I like raspberries. And like a raspberry Saskatoon pie is a really good time. Not that I'm gonna... Well, I might be able to get Saskatoons planted this year because there's a big ass shed. It's not quite in the middle of the yard, but it's like in the middle of the yard along the fence. And I don't want it. There's another shed that's sufficient for my needs, especially if I don't need a lawnmower. So why have 2 sheds when 1 shed will suffice? So tomorrow, if you wanted an update on my mom's eye lens implant thing that was supposed to correct her vision, update, it didn't correct her vision, so she needs LASIK, which they're doing for free because, you know, it was supposed to correct her vision. So they're coming tomorrow, and my dad's gonna help me get rid of the freaking shed and take it back home with them because, yeah, they've actually got a place to use it, whereas I access to requirements here. Yeah, he offered to buy the shed from me. Like, Dad, dude, you give me a huge amount of money for a down payment for a house. You already bought the shed. Like, you don't need to pay me for the shed. Oh, my dad. I appreciate the, offer, but 10,000 to me, 10,000. No. Yeah. So once the shed's out of the way, I can replant the apple tree I dug up. It's not dead yet. I don't have a lot of confidence in its survival. Okay, can you see if I do here? You can't see me on camera now, can you? I can't tell. Yes. Okay, I'll do this part. So then the shed will be out of the way, which is nice. Yeah, and the apple tree that I dug up, it's not looking good in comparison to the other apple tree, but it was in the way, and I've just got it in a pot right now, like a fabric pot. So I kind of need to address that situation sooner than later, but the one that I didn't dig up has got lots of little leaves, and this one that I dug up, it's got like half as many leaves. She's looking a little rough. Seen better days. What can you do? What can you do? Get it planted again as soon as I can. Yeah, once the shed's out of the way, I can plant Saskatoons. Probably too late to get a harvest this year, plus they'll be too small. Also, I learned, let me tell you, you start watching gardening videos on YouTube, and that is like you get fed by the algorithm. This is kind of like a wholesome thing to watch. There could be worse things coming up on my suggested feed. I'm sweating. Oh, I should have opened the window, but I didn't do that. Yeah, and I discovered that Saskatoons, the proper name is service berries, and they do grow in some places in the States, and they're called June berries. So that's what I mean when I say Saskatoons. But screw you and your June berries, they're called Saskatoons. Yeah. So, and I also desperately want to grow black currants. I tried in my last place, but I got a thing called currant fruit flies. I've only got like 1 crop of berries from them. And yeah, I was so excited. I like harvested them. I was eating them and I was like, what the fuck are these little white things? Yeah, little white. I don't want to say maggots, but fly larvae. Yeah, I was so upset. So upset. And it makes the berries taste really bitter and gross. But yeah, then eventually I had to transplant them and they died. which was disappointing, but I'm gonna try again because I love me some black currants. And then there's a little kind of kiwi you can grow, and it gets like kiwis that are, I don't know, like the size of grapes. This is not a this year project. This somebody, Sam and I were talking about gardening at work, and he said to one of the younger staff, like, we sound really old, don't we? Like, you get to a certain age and you start caring about gardening. Oh my god. Oh, okay, my arms are sore. I'm sweating. When I unhook, I'm going to open a freaking window. I'm gonna talk about gardening. Yeah, once the shed's gone, I can make more productive steps, I feel like. And I also have given up on my uncle and my cousin doing the siding because they're just not getting back to me. And I'm like, I want it done. I want it done now. I want it done. I don't want to wait around for another month for you to reply to my text. I want it done. And yeah, so I had to like call 4 different siding places yesterday. I've got an appointment for a quote tomorrow, an appointment for another quote the day after, and I'm waiting for somebody to get back to me, or for 2 companies to get back to me to arrange a visit for a quote. Yeah, because I just want it done. I want it to be done. I don't want to wait. Done. Okay, the sweat is like dripping down my neck, which is not very nice. Okay, I'm gonna do this side off camera, and I will be back. I'm so hot. I'm dying. I'm dying. Oh, it's the window, so it's not helping. Possibly because the doors block any airflow. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. Oh, I've remixed, so it's a little bit stronger. The usual. The usual. Okay, yeah, you can really see how much yellower it is there. Then it'll all blend out eventually. I know hairdressers are always like, there'll be a band. And I feel like I fuck with my hair enough that there's never really a band of yellow. She says, and then she'll end up with a band of yellow. Okay. This is where I can see that's too thick. Friggin'. Okay. That's still kind of thick, but I will make it work. I don't know if I mentioned my complete disappointment that Muse is touring, and like, I'm not surprised they're not coming to Alberta. I'm not surprised they haven't since 2013. Like, I have accepted this endless bitter pill. Like, I've accepted it, but I'm not fucking happy about it. But unfortunately, their tour is all amphitheaters, and it has a grand total of 2 dates in Canada, because as we know, Toronto, and it's actually not Montreal, it's Quebec City. But Toronto and a city in Quebec are the only places that exist in Canada. As we know this is established. Sometimes Vancouver exists, but it's pretty rare that Vancouver exists. Yeah, I really don't have the money to spend and the shows are in amphitheaters, so outdoors. I'm like, fuck. If I want to go to an outdoor show in Toronto in July, because Quebec's a festival, and like, fuck no, I don't like festivals. So that means I'm not going, because I'm not a trader, so I'm not going to the States, which sucks. It sucks. And the more songs come out, the more it sucks, because like, I like Won't Stand Down. That's the newest one, right? Well, from the newest album, yeah? No, that's the last one. Fuck. Starts with a U. Unraveling. That's it. like that one. I really don't like Be With You, which I don't need to like every Muse song, it's okay. And I really like Cryogen, and I'm not gonna go. It's so, it makes me so sad. Like, why amphitheaters? I'm sure it's because they're gonna do something cool with visuals, but like, why? I'll tour with them. You want me to be outside? Like, because I'd be queuing all day to get a spot on the barrier, and like, it's gonna be like 30 fucking degrees outside, maybe hotter, and Toronto's humid as fuck. Like, oh, I'm so sad. Like, I can't. I don't have the money, and even if I did have the money, like, last Muse show I went to in Canada was also in Toronto. Like, when's the last time they were in Montreal? They were in Montreal, not Montreal. I forgot Vancouver's name because it doesn't exist. Last time they were in Vancouver was on the Drones tour, so fuck, 2016. Oh my god, it's been 10 fucking years. To be fair, COVID kind of canceled out a few years, but like, could they be within, 1,000 kilometers of me would be nice. Or if the States wasn't all fucking fucked up and so. And I'm definitely not going to be able to afford to go to Europe. They're probably going to play stadiums in Europe. Although, maybe they won't, because if they're doing a summer tour in, well, North American tour, where all the dates are in America except for 2, which is not as bad as one Nine Inch Nails tour, where their North American tour, all the dates were in America. And I'm like, North America has 3 countries. I've got feelings about it. I also haven't been to Nine Inch Nails since 2013 because that's the last time they came here. And at least they went to Vancouver last time, but I'm like, I can't spend the money on it. That was last year. The tickets were stupid expensive. Those tickets were like $600 for a good ticket. And yeah, concert tickets have gone insane. It's a rich man's game. Everything's a rich man's game. But like, what if I just want to go and enjoy the music? What if? Well, not that I can go because they're not fucking coming here. I'm like, I'm a homeowner now, so I don't really have the luxury of just fucking off. And because Drones tour, I went to 16 shows and it was a good time. It was awesome. But yeah, I can't really do that anymore. Plus, I can't go to America because I'm not a fucking trader. Somebody from work, it's like, oh, I'm going to the States, I'm going to Hawaii, I'm going to Disneyland. I'm like, and I just keep my mouth shut, and then I'll say, later on, I'm like, well, I'm not going to America because I'm not a fucking trader. I'll say the same day or in the same month, but when I mention, people ask if Muse is touring, are you going? I'm like, no, yeah. So I've got feelings. I've got strong feelings. Oh, I'm also listening to Muse right now, which is not helping my mood. Oh god, my face is so fucking sweaty. It's running into my eyeballs. Man. Oh, my towel fell on the floor, which is helpful. Brush. Oh, God. Okay. What else? Should I talk about gardening more? Oh, yeah. Did I mention my... Okay. This is not from this time. This is just like accumulated hair that I have not bothered to clean from the brush. Okay. I talked about my parsnips. I might have talked about my parsnips. I found this stuff growing and I was like, I don't know what this is. There's like a patch of it, so it didn't really look like a weed. And it wasn't until I was digging shit up that I discovered they were parsnips. And they must, well, clearly they're overwintered, but they look a little bit monstrous. Because they were also planted way too close together, so like 3 or 4 parsnips became one. So I tried, eating one, I think it would have been better if I hadn't been overcooked by like an hour, because maybe I forgot I had food in the oven. And by forgot, I mean maybe I was watching TV with Phil in my lap and playing Final Fantasy VI, and I didn't feel like getting up. Maybe that's what happened. I overlapped that quite badly. Yeah, so probably would have been better if it hadn't been like half charcoal. It was yeah, overcooked everything. It was like a mix of vegetables and chicken. Yeah, it tasted so bad I had to just like douse it in pesto, so it had some moisture to it. This is how I cook. I'm not interested in cooking. Parsnips. So, yeah, I still got so many. Because I think that I've decided, well, there's a space, because the greenhouse is like along the fence, halfway, like kind of smack in the middle of the yard. And then on the far side of that, it's just kind of this like little patch of dirt and a gate and a little walkway to the alley. I'm thinking that I'm going to make that my parking space, because my parking situation is pretty dire. In that there's one non-assigned space clearly in the front, and that's it. And the street parking is pretty busy, although I've only had people park in front of my house once when I'm getting home from work. So yeah, it'd be nice to have a parking space in the back. I was gonna have it on the other side originally, but that side's like fully exposed, and it would mean sinking at least 2 fence posts and building a fence and like having my view of the garden obstructed. Well, having less of the garden visible, I guess, because it would be blocked by the greenhouse, whereas if the greenhouse will block my view of my car, which is fine. So I'm thinking, I don't know how I got onto that topic. House stuff. Having solar panels installed on sometime next week. I don't know. Sometime. Time is meaningless. Which will be nice prior to the summer. I really hope the siding gets done like soon. I want it done now. Like I want it done. I want them to start tomorrow. I know that's not realistic, but I'll feel better about it when I at least have a timeline, and I'll feel better once the shed is gone. Like there's just so many things piled up that need attention, and I can only deal with so many of them with my own manpower. So it's getting there. It'll get there. You know how I am. I want it all done now. I want it done now. I want it to look nice. I have bleach on my face. How does that happen? Sloppiness. I had soaked my hair down with oil, but it's like half wet now from sweating. Good thing I didn't start in the back. Well, at the very bottom, I guess. Okay. Let's just clippy clip. All I do around my ear. Oh. I'm stuck. Stuck. Oh no. These little things are called keep-ons, and they're really handy for keeping your glasses on your face, especially because my face sweats, so my glasses were constantly sliding down my face before I discovered them. Not sponsored. Yeah, I love them, but they get tangled in my hair, which is slightly annoying. It's really only annoying when I'm dyeing my hair. It's like when you want the most exposure, I guess. Okay. Oh, fuck. I'm so fucking sweaty. Oh, it's so unpleasant. I hate it. Oh, should I move my hair dye station downstairs for the summer? Oh, I'm dying. I have nowhere to put my mirrors if I put it downstairs. I have a desk. I probably need stands for the mirrors. I guess I could sit on the floor with mirrors in front of me. We'll see how I feel when it's 20 degrees. I mean, 20 degrees, 30 degrees outside. Although if I'd had the windows open earlier, it would have helped. Because it was only like 20, 22, 23 today. Yeah, I planted peas and beans and radishes and zucchini, butternut squash and pumpkins. And I found there's a lot of garlic that must have been planted in the fall because it's still only single bulbs, unless it just hasn't grown at all. So I'm going to be like overwhelmed with garlic, which is okay. That's an okay thing to be overwhelmed with. I'm leaning my elbow against the wall to rest, in case you were wondering about the sudden weird change in angle. I suppose I should have my head turned a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. But I want to rest. I'm just plugging away. You've seen what I'm doing. Ugh, my hair's getting hard to section because I'm so fucking sweaty. Okay. Yeah, my sister-in-law came to see the house the other day. So only she and my oldest niece have seen it. My brothers and their progeny. I don't know when my other brother, usually he wants to come down and go hiking with his kids, but I don't think they did last year. Maybe not, I don't know. Yeah, their kids are very excited to see my house, especially the girls, the youngest girl. She's the hide and seek age, so she'll be so happy to play hide and seek here. There's so much space compared to my last place. Oh, okay, I'm going to turn my head a little bit. I need a mirror right in front of me, though. I need a bathroom entirely walled in mirrors, as it turns out. Not for vanity, for hair dye. Whenever somebody's like, oh, how do you do it? Like, well, A, practice, and B, mirrors. You need mirrors. Many, many mirrors. And also practice. Much practice. Okay. When I first started bleaching my hair, I definitely never would have been able to get it like a white blonde. Never. That took a while. I'm overlapping. I don't even care at this point. I'm too hot. I feel like I should start keeping an I'm too hot counter on my videos. Oh, okay. What's next? Oh, and I ended up with another fucking cantaloupe. That's product delivery. I managed to go 2 without a cantaloupe. So, I don't know, I might make a cake that's like carrot cake, except with cantaloupe instead of carrot, maybe? Maybe, question mark? I don't know. Definitely not today, because I'm a little bit tuckered out. We'll see about tomorrow, because my parents are coming. They're not staying here this time, thankfully. I don't want to hear more fucking furniture from my mother. I called her yesterday and she just can't help herself. She's got to bring up the furniture. I'm like, why? Why does my furniture matter this much to you? Like, why? I'm the one who lives here. I'm here every day. I think the couch is fine. Why does this matter to you? Why do you keep bringing it up? I haven't had a table for 20 years. Why do you think it's urgent that I get a table now? Like, there's other things I could spend $100 on. Mothers. So, yeah, that's good. So that means I don't have to entertain them, which means I can get some other things done. So that's also why I'm bleaching my hair today instead of tomorrow. I have the next 2 days off. So besides the potential cantaloupe cake video that if you want, there's like 4 of you. Yeah, besides that, I might need to do like an emergency toning after this so I can go in public tomorrow. That might be like a tomorrow morning thing. I do have an appointment with deciding people for an inspection at 11, but I don't really give a shit if my hair's a little yellow at the roots for them. Do I really care if it's yellow at the roots if I go? Yeah, I'd be way too self-conscious at a restaurant. Yeah, so there might be a. I really wish that. Well, I haven't been to Sally's in a while, so I don't know if they've started selling any of the like Supernova toning stuff. I don't know if I'd even be able to use it because the scent in next one of the products is so strong, it's unbearable. Like I've got some Wave Tech and I can't use it because it just reeks and the smell stays for days and days. And I'm allergic to scented stuff, so yeah. But I kind of like to try it because I feel like it'll work better than the stuff I do have. Although there's probably other options. I should look around for other options. I find it so overwhelming when I go to Sally's. So like, there's so much stuff. And if I mention toning, they're just going to point me at the T18 and be like, no, don't want that. I don't need a permanent toner, thanks. No thanks. I changed my hair too much to be putting developer on it unnecessarily. Especially because I'm trying to grow it out again. It's just in a perpetual state of trying to grow it out. And then I fuck up once. And then it all goes to shit. Language. Oh god. My hair's damp, so it's so fucking tangly. This is getting difficult. It's okay. I'm almost done up here. Almost. Yeah, see, my hair does start to lift quite quickly, considering this is like 15 volume. I'm happening. Got that fine hair. One good thing about it. Okay. Oh, my back hurts. So much digging up grass. Okay, I'm going to finish the back and cross check, and I'll be back tomorrow. All right, before I start today's yard work, let's do a reveal. Turned out, as far as I can tell, I haven't picked it apart to look for any missing spots, but it's a little bit yellow, but the yellow blends in with the yellow from the previous time, so that's fine. I'd rather under process than over process at this point in my life. Faded out the ends a lot, not that I was expecting anything with the ends. Yeah. So I'm not gonna emergency tone it. I'm just gonna leave it and dye it tomorrow. So yeah, that's that with success. It looks more yellow in person. It's fine though. I'm glad I'm not trying to tone it because I don't want to more toning, please, no more toning. Anyway,